Well, good morning, everybody. Chris Calhoun here with Chris Calhoun Concrete Pumping, North Alabama. Here to just kind of tell you how I got started, um, where I'm at now, how I got to where I'm at, that sort of deal. Just give you a little bit of a detail about who I am and where I came from, and like maybe give you a perspective on just getting to know who I am. So, um, 44 years old. I've been pumping concrete only for about 6 or 7 years. Love it. Absolutely love it. I think you have to love it to do it. Especially if you're planning on starting a business and getting into the industry and being successful. So we'll dive into it. I'm actually a block mason by trade. I was a block mason. My daddy's a block mason. He's been laying brick and block and stone since I'm probably 7, 8 years old, and I'm 45, 44 now. Sorry, you kind of quit thinking about your age after a certain age. But anyway, so I started my masonry business as partners with my dad, basically right out of high school, and I got married right out of high school. Not even a year or two. Right after high school, I got married. Had two girls with her. Um, Long story short, I was married to her for about 8 years. We divorced. Just couldn't get along. Nothing major happened. Couldn't get along. I think we just dove into it as a young couple. And anyway, that's a story for that didn't work out. But we get along now. We've done a fantastic job raising our kids. Separated like this. She's married to a pretty awesome guy. He's actually like an old riding buddy of ours. We used to ride buggies and stuff. So I'm remarried, and we're both super happy. It's the way that I think that's the way that should be. Everything worked out. One of our daughters in college, going to be a physical therapist. One of them is a senior in high school. So works out pretty good. The wife I got now, been married to her for about 10 years. Wonderful, wonderful person. Could not do what I do without her. She is the rock and the glue that holds us together. She's awesome. She brought a couple of sons into my life that I knew I'd never get. So now I have two boys. One is kind of full grown. He's out doing his own thing. I mean, he had a few mental issues. I think he's ADHD. I think he's dyslexic. But hey, he's doing good. He's holding a job. He's got his own place. I think he's getting married or talking about getting married. So anyway, he's doing fine. My other son, Brayson, y'all see him in my videos. He helps me, and the kid is showing a lot of interest in pumping concrete. Now he's a little bitty, and he knows he's got to gain weight. He knows he's got to get bigger, because dragging hoses and loading them and pumping concrete ain't for the little fellas. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've seen some little fellas do it, but he's a little bitty. That being said, so I started out laying brick and block. Been doing it for years and years. I didn't even know what a concrete pump was. Had no idea. I was in the residential side of things in the early 2000s. Around 2011 or 12, maybe. No, say 2014, 15. I went commercial. No, it was sooner than that. I don't remember. But anyway, I went commercial. I bought a fella out, good friend of mine. Tried that business for a while, and then COVID hit in 2019, I guess, 2020. Right after I ordered my new concrete pump, which is the one I use now. So let me rewind a second. So I went commercial. I'm like, hey, what's that thing? I bought it. I just didn't know what it was. I bought it when I bought my buddy out. I got some equipment, got some things that I needed to run the business, and he said, that's a concrete pump. You're going to have that to do your block fill. So, okay, never heard of them. Didn't even know they existed. Had no idea. And I've been a block mason for 20 years. No idea. Or 15 years at the time. So we just use buckets. We use buckets. That was our deal. So anyway, discovered that it's pretty good income. It was a pretty good source of income for the business. It was bringing in a pretty good chunk of the money that the business was making. Excuse me. And I thought, well, that's not bad. What if I had two of them? If I had two of them, I could keep them things busy and lay block and brick. Then when we need one here, just bring it over and do a block fill and let it go back to work. It's a pretty good little outfit. So that's when I ordered my putts, my TK40, and so we're starting to rock on a little bit, and then right after that, COVID hit, and I'm like, oh crap! I had guys that were scared to come to work. They were scared to leave their house, and I don't know if y'all know it or not, but in the commercial side of things, when you're building schools and restaurants and stuff that have deadlines, you don't really take off work. It's a deal breaker. Like, you have to supply sufficient manpower, period, no matter what. We got those little letters that said we were workforce that couldn't be shut down. What do you call them? We were exempt from having to stay at home, excused, whatever you want to say, because that school had to start back in the fall or in the spring, whatever you want to call it. They had to go back to school, and I guess in August or the fall, whatever. Anyway, so long story short, I ordered the new pump. I had to shut my business down. Couldn't get enough people out there. I was a little bit scared, but I thought, I'll just sell everything or get rid of everything and keep the concrete pumps and start pumping for the public, because it was pretty good income. I did that and been doing it ever since. It's been 6 years, 5 or 6 years now, that I've been doing it strictly for the public. I will say this, anybody trying to get into the business, and I'm pretty new, I'm not going to have the experience that a lot of these other guys are going to have, but I'm just telling you from my standpoint, in my market here in North Alabama. I just had a buddy call me yesterday, try to sell me his pump. All right, so let me just tell you, this is a tough business. It's a really tough business. All right, you can make good money. Definitely, you can make good money. But you have to, one, be a damn go-getter. You cannot drag your feet. You have to show up no matter what. That is a lot of money and a lot of people's income that are dependent on just you to be on that job. I hear a lot of stories about people not showing up, or people overbooking or not booking the correct way, and you get yourself in a bind and you can't make it to all the jobs, and you got people that won't tell their builders or their finishers, hey, I'm not gonna make it. They just pretend like it goes away. Well, it don't. these folks still have to put that concrete on the ground. So there's folks out there that do that. Blows my mind. Like, stay within your abilities. If you're trying to pump concrete on your own, with no help, which is what I do most of the time for years, don't overwork yourself, but work as hard as you can. Now, by myself, yeah, I was doing 2 a day every day, and I have done as many as 4 or 5. I think I've done 5. I know I've done 5, but now with no big jobs. One was a big job. That was the early morning pour, 80-yard house slab. I hooked up some big hose and we dumped it. I mean, we knocked it out quick. I was on my second job before 6 a.m., 6:30, and it was just a little seawall, like 7 or 8 yards, but it had 300 feet of hose. Luckily for me, that crew helped me load my hose up so I could get on and get going. So everything worked out that day. All my ducks fell in a row, if you know what I mean. Not every day you're gonna be able to do that. That's a once in a lifetime type deal. Well, I'm not saying once in a lifetime. You could do it, but all your ducks have to fall in a row. And I made sure everybody understood the situation. There may be something come up that keeps me from being there on time, or I may be a few minutes late. Do not call the concrete plant. Do not turn the concrete loose until you know I'm on my way, or till you know I'm almost there. That's why you have to contact you got to stay in communication with your builders. So another thing is we've been doing it now for like I said, 6 years. I only have one trailer pump now. My old pump, somebody stole it. I was in Kentucky running Beagle Dogs at a field trial, because that's just one of my hobbies. I like doing it. We run rabbit dogs in field trials. We don't really hunt rabbits. I don't shoot them much. I mean, I go with my dad every once in a while, but I try not to shoot them. I like to run them. Train dogs, mess with dogs. So yeah, I was up there. My wife calls me and said, one of the guys come get the pump? And I said, no ma'am, no pump. It's supposed to be leaving the site today, and it's supposed to be leaving the job today, or the shop. Well, it's gone. And I had just got my new pump, and it was hooked to the truck, and my old pump was just kind of sitting out there. So, and it's parked out by the barn, shop, shed, whatever you want to call it, kind of under a lean-to type deal. And my wife can't keep an eye on everything. It's not like I'm blaming her. She was there by herself, and she is a lot of times when I'm out of town, and I'm out of town a lot. I'm not depending on her to be able to keep a check on things. I mean, yeah, she can keep a check on things, but I'm not going to tell her to go out and stop some robber. That if somebody wants to take something that valuable, they're gonna do whatever they can to get away. So I'm glad she didn't see them or go out and try to stop them or anything. But now, she didn't know what was going on. It happened while she was asleep. Insurance didn't pay me jack. Like, I think I had it insured for like 40 or 50,000, and I think they give me like 25,000. It was pitiful, and I couldn't do anything with that. So I just put it towards the new pump and tried to get it paid off earlier. And that's another key thing. If you getting into the business and you want to buy a pump, you want to try to get to where you can pay cash for it, because that first year for me was a scary deal. And look, I know people. Like, coming out of the construction industry, I knew people. I knew people in every field, and it was still very hard for me to do this. Like, getting started, what is it they say? You got if you can make it through the first year, you're pretty good. If you make it through the second year, you're kind of in it. If you make it through the third year, you're golden or something. I don't know, but I can tell you from 1 to 3, I struggled. It was a struggle. And I mean, you have to be a go-getter. You have to know folks. You have to get out and basically beg for work, because depending on your market, most of these folks, they got somebody they use. They don't want to change nothing, you know. If, like, we have a big company here locally that was doing it all. I remember when they were the only ones, or somebody told me they were the only ones doing any kind of concrete pumping. Now, I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know what a concrete pump was till, 10 years ago or so. But they were the only ones for years. It was Nichols, Nichols Concrete Pumping, Gant Concrete Pumping, and which Gant sold out recently, a couple years ago, to Pyramid over toward Memphis or somewhere over that way. And I don't think they were successful, so a big company didn't make it. So he took the company back, changed the name to Southeastern Concrete Pumping, and now he's rolling again. But I think he did away with all of his line pumps, so he's strictly like a boom pump guy. And that's another thing. That's why I don't have a boom pump. There's so many boom pumps around. There is so many boom pumps around. I just can't. I can't see me being able to keep that thing busy. Now, Brayson is showing interest, and Brayson is my son that works with me. Brayson is showing interest, and he wants to run a pump. Well, I get it. He's little. Probably don't need to just turn him loose on one, and I'm not, until I know 100% he can do it in a safe manner. But I do need to buy another pump for myself, because he's going to get this one and go run it one day, and I would like to have it paid off as quick as possible. I'm not going to pay cash for it. I think me having another pump, I don't think I should. You know, I probably could, but I really don't want to. So, you know, we'll make them payments. We'll finance it just to stay safe, and who knows? I don't know. I might pay for it, because I really hate payments. But anyway, we're probably gonna finance it, and then if I want to pay it off early, we might do that, which is what I did to my other one. It's better to be safe financially. It's better to be safe, because I don't know what this economy is about to do. Everybody knows that. We don't know. Sure, we got who we wanted, but we still don't know if they're going to let him do his job, right? So, back to talking about Brayson. I think the way I want to do it, when I say turn him loose, I mean turn him loose with an operator. Let him shadow that operator. I think he learns from me, and I think he has learned from me, but the thing about a son learning from his dad, there's something about that I don't think he can get his full knowledge, because I feel like he's trying to impress me, which is what I did with my dad. And I like learning something and then going back and showing my dad. So when I learn something new and I go back and say, hey, Dad, why don't we do it this way? And he looks at it and like, dang, that's pretty good. I think we'll do it that way. There ain't no better feeling. So when you can impress Dad, that's awesome. So what I'm trying to say is, I don't know, and you guys might know what I mean. I feel like he can learn more and maybe be more committed learning from another operator who's got no ties with him, that just wants to try to help him learn. think he might listen to him a little better. Just because you know how kids don't like listening to their parents. I love him to death. He's my boy. And I want him to succeed. I want him to be an awesome concrete pumper. And I want him to be able to run the business one day. But first I want him to be safe, because I worry about him. He's little. And it's a dangerous deal. Everybody knows it's a dangerous deal. So yeah, I'm going to be getting me a new pump. Don't know what I want yet. Trailer pump is what I knew I was going to get first. They're just money makers, and I think the biggest deal is between it and, like, say, a VSP 70, or like Scott's got up in Canada. He went and got the new to him, I think it's a 19 model Dodge cabin chassis with the VSP 70 pump kit or whatever, and love those things, man. I think that's exactly what I want. But if a truck tears up, what do? You can't really go pump. And if your pump tears up, can't use your truck to pull another pump. So you get what I'm saying? So around here, we're not in the city. And I know the city pumps are nice, but we're not in the city. Well, let me back up just a tad. So our cities are not as big as New York and Vancouver and stuff. Our cities are like, little bitty. We ain't got many buildings over 2 stories tall, that kind of deal. Our courthouse might be 3 stories. So, I don't know. I've not been in there a whole lot. I like going to the first floor just to get a tag or driver's license and leaving that place. So, we don't have many big buildings. And, you get around, like, say, Birmingham, Alabama, then you're getting on up there. You might find you a 30, 40 story building down there. It's more like a baby Atlanta. Or you might go to Huntsville, Alabama, home of NASA or Space and Rocket Center. You guys know about Huntsville, I'm sure. The Rocket City, they say. That's where a lot of the pumpers are. So I don't do anything over there. You got Rocket City Concrete pumping. River Valley's over around Guntersville. Them guys got a lot of pumps. They do line pumping only, I think. I know they've got like 4 or 6 line pumps. You've got some guys they're just everywhere over there. There's like 6 or 8 concrete pumping companies over there, so I don't even go that way. I'll go to Madison to cover some of my employees or my employers that need me over there, that we normally work on this side of town. But we work in the Florence and Muscle Shoals area, where Leonard Skinner likes to hang out, Muscle Shoals. So I would love to have a VSP 70 or say any truck mounted type deal, city pump type deal, just because I like how convenient it would be getting in and out of places. Because even though I'm not in the city, I still have to put my truck and my pump in some very tight situations. We sometimes have to squeeze in and squeeze out, and it is a headache trying to do it with a truck and trailer. I feel like the VSP 70 is a good choice, but I don't know. I don't know. I need to weigh the options and benefits of each, and just figure out what's best for me and embrace them. Because if I buy a new pump, I got to have another truck. So you're still looking at $200,000. I hate saying that. Anyway, so if you buy a VSP 70, you're buying a truck and the pump kit all together. What are they? Like, I don't even know. They're probably $200,000 or better. I do have a friend, Miguel Valencia. They pump kind of in between me and the Huntsville, Alabama area. I'm sure he does a lot over there. And he covers a lot for me. If I can't get to it, I use him, and I use another guy to kind of cover for me. He's got a truck mounted city pump. It's brand new. He got it last year. It's fancy. And this thing, oh, that sun's coming. This thing will get down. It's a very, very nice setup. Very nice setup. So anyway, that's kind of how we got going. My deal is, if you want to start a concrete pumping business, do your research. You have to be set up. You have to set yourself up. What I mean by that is I'm not saying you have to be rich, but I was coming out of a commercial masonry business. I knew people, and I had a little bit of money put up, and it was not enough. Nowhere near enough. And I'm telling you, I thought it would be plenty, but it's not. Your first year is going to be tough. You're going to be wishing, or you're going to be thinking if you made the right choice or not. But you can't just sit there and watch your pump set in your yard. You have to go out, follow these trucks, follow these finishing. Hell, I would follow a finisher to the job just to give him my business card. I'd go to the concrete plants and leave cards and follow trucks to the job. That sounds like a stalker type way to do it, but sometimes that's what you have to do when you get desperate and you don't know if you're going to be able to make your next mortgage payment or pump payment. You have to do what you have to do. And I had to do that. And I knew folks, is what I'm saying. I had folks telling me, man, buy you a pump and I'll keep you busy from Monday to Friday. Sure you will. I bet. They'll all tell you that. But I'm telling you, one person's not going to do that. There's no way. One person cannot keep you busy. If you buy a new pump and you give over $100,000 for that pump, you need 2 jobs a day. Bare minimum, 2 jobs a day. I didn't have that many bills personally. Vehicles are paid off. House is nearly paid off. Like, we didn't have much of anything for bills. I'm sure I was putting my wife through college again, but we didn't have a lot of bills. All I had to pay for was the pump, the fuel, and all the stuff that comes with it. The hoses, the clamps, so it's a very, very, very expensive endeavor. If you want to start a business in the concrete pumping industry, all I'm saying is have some money. Put some money up, set yourself up for it. Don't go out and buy a pump and be broke. Or have your bills paid off, or go pay off your biggest items like your house, then go buy a pump. I know some of you probably can't do that. I'm sure some of you probably live in $500,000 houses. I don't know. I'm not fixing to go buy a house that costs $500,000. I could give a rat's ass what people think about me. I have a 2011 F-150 that I drive. Yeah, I just spent $20,000 on it. New engine, new everything, but it's my truck. I ain't got to have a new truck. I'm not going to pay $100,000 for a truck right now. This is my truck. I like it. I'll drive it till it don't drive no more. My Dodge that I pull my pump with, it's an 06 5.9 Cummins dually 4-wheel drive. I just put a new engine and everything in that truck. I don't want a new truck. I don't want brand new trucks. I think the emissions is crap. And if I have to buy one, I'll pull it right off of there. I don't care. I'll do it before it hits 100 miles. I hate emission stuff. I think it's garbage. When a truck has to kill itself before 30,000 miles from eating its own shit after you paid $100,000 for it, it's crap. I don't buy it. I don't agree with it. And that's why I got a TK40 pump, because they don't have DEF. And they do the job. So, anyway, yeah. Don't have a bunch of bills. If you plan on pumping concrete, don't have a bunch of bills. And again, set yourself up so you can succeed to the best of your abilities. But you have to be a go-getter, son. You cannot be a lazy person. You can't go out here and think, oh, one job here and there, I'll do fine, because that one job will pay $600 or $700. No, sir. That will not be enough. That'll barely cover your fuel for the week. Just saying. That's just for one pump. I mean, when you go to taking your machine to get new wear parts and you have an issue, let's just say you have a pump go out on your concrete pump, your main hydraulic pump. What are they now? $10,000, $15,000 to replace? They ain't no joke, man. This stuff, it ain't like I'm working on a truck. You can't go and you go buy a water pump for a truck at AutoZone. You give $30 for it. You go buy one for a Putzmaster TK40 with a Deutz engine, you're giving $1,300 for it, and it ain't nothing that looks any different. It's the same little water pump like you'd put on a Chevy. It's crazy. It's very crazy. So they like to jack the price up on this concrete pumping stuff. Just saying. It's a very, very expensive business to be in. You just need to be really careful if you're starting it. And I hope everybody that does has success. I really do. And I hope you can do it without all the stress that I dealt with. But you better gear up. I'm just saying. I've got a friend that just called me. I could show you the message. He just sent me a message last night. And I don't know why he's doing this. But he offered to sell me his concrete pump. He's got a TK40 just like mine. I think it's a 19 model. He's wanting to sell me his pump and all his gear. Everything except for the truck. I think he's a little high on it, and I'm not interested in it. But why he's trying to sell, he's one of the guys I turn to kind of cover some of my jobs, and I cover some of his jobs. Every concrete pumper needs somebody to work with. I think that helps each other. You can help each other by doing that. Because if you ain't got no work and he calls you like, hey man, I'm covered up, can you hit a couple of these jobs for me? Yes sir, I can, because I ain't got nothing. So that's nice to have buddies. I've got 3 of them. And they stretch from Huntsville to Florence. So I can go anywhere and do a job if I have to. And I love it. But man, this guy, he's had a rough go at it. He's done a lot of shotcrete. And he's lost a lot of hoses. He lost 12. Don't know what he was thinking trying to push shotcrete through that many hoses. But 25-foot hoses. I would not do shotcrete over 200 feet. I don't like doing shotcrete over 150 feet. Not in 2-inch hose. Just don't like it. I think you're asking for it. So, anyway, that's my story. That's how I got started. If you don't mind, like and subscribe. We're going to put out some videos here pretty soon. We've got a bunch of videos. And I might not do just concrete pumping. You might see me doing some thermal coyote hunting. I love guns. I love to hunt. I do a little bit of everything. And hopefully I get to go to World of Concrete. We're wanting to go. We've got our rooms and everything booked, but we've got some family issues that are going on right now that might keep us from getting to go. My mom's got breast cancer, but she's doing her chemo now, and I think she'll be okay. Everybody thinks she'll be okay. So, but yeah, we may have to back out of going. It's unfortunate, but it may be the situation. I'm not sure yet. If we show up, hey, we'll show up. But if we don't, at least you'll know why. So I'm gonna jump off here. Y'all check out some of my buddies. Jeff Tucker over at Muddy Feet. Man, them guys are crazy. Him and the Canadian concrete pumper Scott Sutherland with AJ's Concrete Pumping up in Vancouver. Man, them guys are awesome. I don't know what to say about them. Y'all just have to check them out. They're hilarious. Well, I enjoy every second I get to watch of their videos. So you'll learn a lot. You'll learn so much just by watching their videos. And I hope once I start posting my videos, you'll get to learn a little bit from me too. I like to think we can all still learn new things from each other. I know I can. I started working a little safer once I started watching Scott. And Jeff has taught me a lot of different ways just to pump. I mean, a lot of different priming methods and clean out methods and the way he sets his truck up. I mean, all the little details. He's taught me a lot. And I mean, guys, if you really want to learn, watch them. These guys are experts. They're professionals. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it for years and years and years and years. So go check them out. Muddy Feet Concrete Pumping. Smash a subscribe button. Watch all their videos. Share all their videos. Help them out. These guys are big time, man. They've got drones flying around, taking pictures of everything on the ground. Scott's a big timer for sure, man. They got placing booms and big high-rise pours, and then he gets hooked up with Dan every once in a while at G-Farm, and they do some big placing boom jobs, and I'm fascinated by that stuff. Golly bump. Like, I don't know what, I would be like I'd be like a fly on the wall everywhere I went over there. I'm so fascinated with it. We don't have that type of stuff here. I mean, we have jobs that might take us in the sticks, and we just pump a pad for a barndominium in the middle of the forest. You know, that kind of stuff. We don't do the big high rises. We just don't have them. But boy, I'm tired. So anyway, check them out. I'd appreciate it if you did. I know they would. Jeff's got a Muddy Feet TV channel that's real interesting. He does a lot of hunting and fishing, and man, so you can check that out too. Muddy Feet TV, Muddy Feet Concrete Pumping, the Canadian Concrete Pumper. Caleb has a pumping service up in Iowa. I'm sorry, Caleb, I can't think of your last name, but I'm sure if y'all look up Concrete Pumping Service, you'll enjoy his channel. He does a lot of shotcrete, and his pump's real pretty. He's got a pretty boy pump. he's got the old fancy stickered up TK40. It's a nice pump. It looks really good, really clean. I wished I'd have done that with mine. We used to dirt track racing, and I've got buddies that do wraps, and boy, I wished I would have got my pump wrapped. I just wished I would. But anyway, long story short, I hope that's enough to fill y'all in on who I am and how I got here. This video's getting long. I'm starting to run out of ideas, so we'll get some videos posted up here before long. I wanted to get this one out before I get too crazy on the videos. That way you know who I am, know a little bit more about us. Chime in if you don't mind. Let me know some details about these pumps and what the differences are between the the benefits on owning a city pump versus a trailer pump, I can't find them. Like, I feel like a trailer pump is the best way to go. If it's not, y'all tell me. I want to know. Just keep in mind and give me an honest answer. I don't have a big city here. We have a small city, a couple of them. I've only had to be in some really, really tight building situations a few times. I've never been on a job where I had to turn around and leave because I couldn't pump it. But I've been on some jobs where it's really tricky backing in and out, or having to back out of like a crooked driveway going up a big embankment type deal. Trust me, I really want to find a reason to buy a city pump. I just love them. And I've already got a trailer pump. It's a pretty good trailer pump. It's brand new. Well, it ain't brand new. I still like saying brand new. It's a 20 model. But I just had new wire parts put in it. It's only got 700 hours. We are still going to rock that thing like it's going out of style. We're going to pump like crazy with that thing. So let's just say the VSP goes down. I still got a pump to work with. I'm still going to make good money. We're still going to bring it in. You know, we're going to be able to be fine. We don't have a lot of bills. We've set ourselves up for success the best way we can. So I could buy a city pump. And then if it don't work out, just sell it. Buy a trailer pump. That's my idea. But I got to work some more. I got to work a little bit more. It's going to be about a year. And if I could do it before then, I will. But I'm not a guy who's going to sit here and tell you I got tons of money that I can go out and just buy this pump. I don't. We got one pump. I had 4 kids. I have a wife, and all of them trying to get in college and through college and out in the real world. And hey, I had to support my family. So yeah, I don't have millions of dollars put up like a lot of these pump companies, but I make good money. I don't struggle. I can save, and we don't have no bills. We have very few bills. So now that we can save a good bit, I'm trying to save a good chunk and still be able to be fine after I buy the pump. So if I buy the pump, I don't want to spend all of our money on a pump. I want to be able to still have that little nest egg. You know what I mean? So we'll do that, and hopefully we can do that within a year. And by then, I think Brayson will probably be ready. We'll see. We'll see. So you guys have a good time. Enjoy your New Year's holiday break or whatever you want to call it. I wish we could go back to work, but nobody's open. Until next time, peace out. Appreciate y'all. Go check out my buddies, and please like and subscribe. You'll be helping us out. Thank you.